Forgot to show you is how to go into the system and change data while on in the order without having to exit all the way. So if I go here to the customer entry, I can change anything I want on that blue hyperlink. Once I've made my changes, just simply close the window and that'll record my changes. One other thing that I forgot to show you while doing order entry is in the details, if you hit F3 to start an order, on keyboard, you disconnected my keyboard. If you put an item number in here, we're going to just move this quantity ordered over here real quick. If you put an item in the order, let me find something that, can I get some item numbers?
Yeah, here.
There's a couple item numbers. One where there's more than one. If I were to enter 2522-4- 5,
Yes.
hit enter, that's an S, lovely. Delete S, hit enter, and put the quantity in. If I put a 5 here and then I hit the plus sign, it'll automatically go to the next line as opposed to having to hit F3 to get a new line each time. And I can just simply go right on through 1626
Slash
3526. It's not on the system.
Yeah, I think it's 1626 I/3526.
Where do you see an I in that?
You don't, but I think I remember.
So there's an I in here? No, there's not. At any case, the point being that if I put a 5 here and a plus sign, it'll automatically go next line. So you don't have to keep hitting the F3 key. Okay? The next part of this lesson, I'm going to delete this. The next part of this lesson is going to be how to do a return authorization. Okay? Return authorizations should be issued. If a customer calls up and wants to return something, even if you're not bringing the merchandise back, you still should issue a return authorization. So when I hit the plus sign here and change this to a return, this system will automatically assign it a sales order number, which actually becomes the return authorization number. Part of what I like to teach my clients is that once you enter a return authorization, and we'll modify the form to make it turn itself into a shipping label, you should then send this off to the customer by email, and they should attach it to the outside of the box so that when it comes back here, you know what's coming and why. And once it's back, then you convert it into a credit memo without re-entering. So once we do this, I'm going to go ahead and pick a customer. Let's go down here and pick this one here maybe. I hope they've purchased lately. It's going to ask you, do you want to add a restocking fee? It's going to ask you this about 70 times. It's a pain in the butt. So just say no each time. Come over here, change it to house. And
Wrong keyboard.
Wrong keyboard. HOU. Okay. When issuing a return authorization, don't take the customer's word for what they paid for it. If you use the sales order history file right here, change your...
I can give you it.
Great. Tell me a customer.
What is it? Floral Supply? Yeah, Floral Supply. Syndicate.
FLORALF2. Floral Supply Syndicate. I'm going to use this one here. Okay? No. Okay, fine. House. HOU. And the dating is 30. Okay, so come back over here to the details. If you use your sales criteria here, change your method of sorting by date. And then if you come all the way to the bottom, you'll see what their last set of orders are. So when they tell you they want to return this item, you say, well, wait a minute, we didn't ship you any. It was 0. Oh, I made a mistake. I really wanted this item, and I wanted this item returned. But I only want to return 50 pieces of this because they were bad, and on this one I'm only going to return 3 pieces. This will automatically pull up the item as well as the quantity that they ordered before and the price. But one nice thing about it is if you come all the way out here, there is a return code. So again, rearranging my screen, I'm going to move my return code here. I want to know why things are coming back to me. I can set up a set of return codes by going over here to my accounts receivable module. I can set up my return codes by going to my sales order module. And under maintain files, I have return reason codes. Now this is really handy because it allows me to control not only whether it's going back into inventory, but what general ledger account it's going to hit for the damage or the return. So if I do
Rusty.
Rusty?
Yeah, rusty. Metal good. Rusty.
RSTY as one code, and I put in here Rusty, is it going back into inventory or not? Probably not.
No.
So I'm going to leave that blank, and then I'm going to assign it to a general ledger account, which would be my returns, sales returns. Now I might have sales returns defective or damaged goods so that I can separate it on the general ledger, and we'll discuss that later. So once I put that in there and I look it up here, there it is. Some other reasons things come back: shipped wrong item, shipping error,
Yeah.
customer service error,
Wrong item ordered.
wrong item ordered.
Right.
There's a lot of reasons, because from this we're able to generate reports. Any questions on a return authorization?
Well, go on to the next line and do when it is going back to inventory.
Okay, so let's say this one is shipped wrong item.
Right.
So we'll go back over here and create an item, a return code. WI, wrong item. Add it. And it is going back to inventory, and this is also a return because the sale, the selling of the proper item, the shipping of the proper item is going to offset it. Okay? So I'm going to go back down here to fours. Sorry, I had a mental block there. Sales return. And when I look it up over here, I can see it's the wrong item. And it'll automatically adjust the general ledger and put it back in inventory. How do I know that for sure? If I come out here, remember what I said about the do not stock field? Well, in a return, that means do not restock. So the question is, do not restock? Yes, do not restock on this item.
Right.
And no to that item.
So do we want to put back in general ledger if it is not being returned?
Well, of course it has to go back to general ledger, otherwise you're double dipping.
Well, do we want to wait till it actually returns before we put it back?
Well, I
It
don't
doesn't
think
hit, it doesn't
goes
go
back
in there until you do an
credit
invoice,
memo.
until you
Oh,
actually turn it into a credit memo.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
But where is it, now will that show as an item coming back in?
On inventory?
Yeah.
No, it will
Okay.
not. It doesn't show anything until it comes back.
Okay.
Okay? So when this is all done, you go to the print module here, save the changes, and I'm not going to do it on here, but if we go to the design, we'll rearrange the design so that the upper left-hand corner turns into an actual shipping label.
Okay.
And then there's a couple ways to handle it. One is you can turn it landscape, and then the shipping department would have a whole bunch of columns: return to inventory, repair, damage beyond belief, credit customers, so on and so forth. One of my customers has 11 columns out to the left to the right of the item, so that the shipping department can mark what the action needs to be taken on that item. It's pretty cool, actually. So you do that and then we're done. So let's now, is there any question on doing a return authorization?
Yeah, you said yeah,
I said no.
no. Oh. This credit's gonna be taken against, in whatever invoice it's from.
Not necessarily.
So, what
It's just a credit.
it's just a credit, so it doesn't matter which invoice it came from, it can come from multiple invoices.
Doesn't matter.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
okay.
Okay? So, any questions on return authorizations?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close this. Stop the recording.